ओमज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य तोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थे सुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदयादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आविश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 13, verse number 16. So these are teachings of Jad Bharat in Brahmana, and he is explaining an allegory of a business person who is lost in the forest. So forest is the material life and business person is the materialistic person. And we studied how this person, he faces all types of problems from animals, mosquitoes, robbers, no food, no water, and once in a while little bit of honey. So this is what happens, and then relatives, they create problem. He has people with whom he deals, they cheat him, and all the relations are mostly turning into enmity because they are actually based on some Vairana, some Vaira. So he says that still the person does not give up, he continues. And the reason is because of ignorance. There are great people who can conquer various directions, conquer kingdoms, but they cannot conquer their own mind and their own senses. And because of that, they are not able to reach the real destination, which means they cannot come out from the forest. they remain lost in the forest of this material world. So only a person who can give up enmity, Gatvaro and Nestadanda, who does not like to exploit others, cause violence to others, such a person can come to the supreme destination, which means can come out of this forest. So in this verse it says, Prasajjati kwapi lata bhajasya shraya tadashriya vyakta pada bhujasriha kadachid hari chakratasvam sakhyam vidhatte bhakakam kavidhe. So he says that sometimes he takes shelter of some creepers, lata bhajasya tadashriya vyakta pada bhujasriha, and on these branches etc. there are some dvijas. Dvija means twice born and means also the birds, because birds are also twice born. They are born from first the egg is born and then they take birth from the egg. So in Sanskrit the word dvija is used for the Brahmanas or those who are born for the second birth of taking initiation from a guru. And also the teeth are called dvija, because we have the milk teeth and then we have the other teeth and the birds. So here the word dvija is used of course in both sense. In the bird, when he is talking about the forest, and the other meaning will be, and kvachit kadachit harichakra prasam, and sometimes he sees the pack of lions in the forest and then he fears, he runs, and then he makes friendship with baka, kanka, gribha, with the animals, mostly vultures. Baka is the crane. So baka is the one who stands in the water on one leg, meditates to catch the fish. So he makes friendship with such people who look friendly, but ultimately they are trying to cheat you. Or kanka is another bird, and gridha is the vulture. So the word baka comes from the root baka bhakshani, who eats. Kanka comes from the root kaki lolde, means he is very greedy. And gridha comes from the gridha or the kaunshaya, who also has some intense desire. So this signifies that these are the type of people who make friendship with, and they are just basically cheating or taking advantage of them. So this is what happens in the material world, that you have fear from one side, and when you are in trouble you go to somebody to get help, and that somebody is sitting there just to swallow you. So like in the story of two cats fighting with each other. So when they go to the monkey, they are fighting over a piece of bread when they found in the house. And they go to a monkey and say that, Uncle Monkey, can you do justice to us? So he says, of course. So he gets a scale and says, don't worry, I will divide the bread equally, both of you. So he takes the bread and breaks it into two pieces and puts it on the both sides of the scale. And obviously when it breaks it in two pieces, it is not equal, one side is heavy. So he picks up the heavier one and takes one part of it and he eats it. And then puts it back on the scale. So now this side has become lighter, the other one is heavy. So he picks up that and makes a piece out of it and he eats. So he goes on doing it till there is no brain. And he says, now there is no cause for you to fight. You can go home peacefully. So this is called Baka, Kanka and Gridha, how they are greedy and they are just hoping that you come to them. They will take. So many times when people are in trouble, when they go to some medium, some tantrics, some soothsayers, who know the mantras, astrologers. Right? Mostly troubled people go to the astrologers. And then astrologer is just waiting. So then he will say, yes, your graha is causing you trouble, this Mars here. You have to do this puja. So it will only cost 10,000 rupees. Or you can buy this ring and it will solve your problem. So then he does his business happily. And this guy, because he is in trouble, so he already does not have money, he borrows and gives it. So this is the meaning of these statements that he makes friends with him. So he says, Singhavalokanena Punar Bhavatvi Meva Anuvarnayati. So Srimad Chakravarti says that by there is one Nyaya called Singhavalokan, means lion when he is moving up, once in a while he turns his head back just to see if there is any other creature behind whom he can catch. That is called Singhavalokan, means looking what you have done in your life, taking stock of that, deliberating. That is called Singhavalokan. So in the previous verse he spoke about how to get out of this material world, but now he's looking back and he's like giving sort of summary because he's going to wrap up his teachings now. So he again describes this forest which represents the material life. Bhavatvi Prasajati Latanam Strinam Bhujan Sparsukhan Ashriyatayati. So Lata of the creeper here signifies women.
Signifies what?
Females. So he takes the shelter of the arms of women for comforting himself. So Vina Ashrayana Tishthanti Brahmana Striya Lata. He said that the Brahmanas, women and creepers, they cannot stand without support. Because creeper needs a tree around which to grow. And women also. And Brahmana, because Brahmanas were not doing job in the past. They were always dependent on somebody for their food. So of course the creepers are also waiting for such person to come. So he thinks that he is taking shelter and they think that they are taking shelter. So nobody knows who is actually taking shelter. So he says that this Lata, the creeper, signifies the woman, Bhujan and Lata Bhuja. The word used is same. Bhuja means arms also, Bhuja also means branch. So our arms are like the branches of a tree. So he takes shelter and enjoys the happiness of touch, contact with the opposite sex. Iti sa tadashvesu latavlambishu sutatvar avyakta padesu dujeshu pakshisu stiha vidrikshas. And then when he takes shelter of this, because the tiger is or lion is running behind him, so he runs and then he sees creeper, and then from that he goes to the branch and he hangs there. But then he sees there's some birds singing there. So he becomes absorbed in listening to the music and the birds. He forgets that the lion is coming. So like that, person forgets that the death is knocking on the door, becomes absorbed in material life. Akshay bharyot sangavartini अस्फुटाक्षर भाषिणी द्वाभ्याम स्त्री पुंसाभ्याम जातत्वा द्विजय बाल के दर्शन स्पर्शनालिस्के यस्य तादृश भूत्वा कदाचित काले क्वापि देशे स्वमेव वा कथमरे संसारं करिष्यामि दैवात् पाखण्डं लक्ष्मीं हरिचक्रं संगतुल्यात् कालचक्रात् त्रसं पश्यति. So he says he comes in the association of a woman, marriage, and then he desires to hear the stammering voice of children. So children, the word Duja also means a child, because Dvi means two and Ja means born, means who is born by the combination of two husband and wife. So that is the meaning of Duja Spriya. It means he desires to have children. And then in this situation, sometimes he thinks that when will I get out of this? Because when you are in family life, then once in a while you get fed up with it. Right? Most family people, they think, how can I get out of it? Most people in family life once in a while think of committing suicide. So they get frustrated. Everybody gets to certain points once in a while that I better commit suicide or leave home or wants to kill the partner. This thought comes in everybody. Because family life is like that. So they may not say it openly, but the thought comes of killing each other also. Killing yourself or killing the partner. Sometimes they actually do it. Sometimes actually people commit suicide or kill their partner. But mostly they think. At least the thought comes. It may not stay for a long time. But it does cross the mind of most people. So then in such a situation, person seeks help. He goes to somebody else for solace, for consultancy. Some wise person who thinks they are wise, or goes to some astrologer. What kind of karma I am going through now. So this frustration comes in life. So Daivat Pakhanda Nam Vakyena Va Harichakrito Singha Samtulyat Kalchakratra. So he may hear the statement of some cheaters, or the Harichakra here also signifies time, or just because the time is passing he is fearing. So then tat parihara taireva pakhandareva sukham tarishasiti parlavita. So then he thinks that I will cross over this problem by associating with these people who are like a crane, like a vulture. So he falls into their trap. So Bakadi vad vanchakai. So he is enticed by them, they are vanchaka. Vanchaka is a cheater. Means externally they will comfort you, internally they are thinking to cut your pocket. So just like if you have seen the sword, how the kings used to keep their swords, have you seen? The scabbard, it is called scabbard.
Yes.
Scabbard is very artistic, right? A lot of artwork. It was studied with gems, jewels. Looks very nice. It's a piece of art. But what is inside? Very dangerous. This can chop off your head in a stroke. So this is how people are. These are the vanchakas. But externally they look very nice. But internally they are like the sword. Will cut your neck. So kubuddhi bhi kruraistairev pakandhi sa satyam karati. So these people are kubuddhi, or not very intelligent, in the sense that they are engaged in this cheating business which will bring them bad karma, and they are very cruel. So if you have seen a crane standing in a lake, it looks very, very peaceful, and I can actually stand for hours like that. It's a big stamina. And it is white in color, so looks very sattvic, like a yogi, and stands on one leg. Although Khadeswari Baba here in Vrindavan, you have seen Khadeswari Baba?
Yeah.
So he also stands on two legs, but he keeps on standing all the time, 24 hours. So the crane is also like that. That he stands, but as soon as he sees the fish nearby, then he eats the fish alive, not by killing. He swallows. So these are the friends which he gets. So then he says, Tair vanchito hansakulam samavishan narochyan shilamupayati vanaram tajjati rasena sunuvritendriyaihi parasparodvikshana vishmitavadhi. So when he is cheated by these people, then he enters into the assembly of the Hamsa, the swans. But the behavior of the swan is not pleasing to him. Because when people get used to cheated, they like only cheaters. If they are not cheated, then they feel dissatisfied. They think that these people, they don't have any spirituality here. If you cheat them, they are very happy. If you tell them the truth, they will leave. So there is nothing here. So they feel happy when they are in the midst of a bunch of cheaters and cheated. And then both parties are satisfied. Because those who are cheating, they are happy to cheat. And those who are getting cheated, they are also happy that I am making progress. So they get used to it. And therefore they lose discrimination of understanding what is reality. They become like owls. They cannot bear eyes in the light and see things. They like darkness. They become accustomed to darkness. It is very painful if someone tries to open their eyes forcibly. Says, what are you doing? It's hurting my eyes. So this is the situation of most people. And after some time they realize that I have been cheated. Then they drop, oh, this guru is a cheater. Then they go to another one. who is doing the same thing. And if they by chance meet a bona fide teacher, then they are not impressed by that. Because there is no show there. And people like show. So unless some show is there, they are not satisfied. So he says that Tair vanchito hansukulam samavishan arochian sheelam. So their behavior is not attractive, not appealing. There is no charisma in it. So no showmanship. So then he goes to the monkeys now. So from crane and vultures he comes to the monkeys. The monkeys are big entertainment. Lot of activity running around here and there. So tajjati rasena sunirvritendriya. Then he is very happy by the raslila of the monkeys. Monkeys also do their raslila. You can see this. So tajjati rasena sunirvritendriya, his senses are satisfied by the behavior of this monkey. So monkey on a stick. You read that book? So this is very nice. So paraspar udvikshana vismritabhi. Then they look at each other and forget that the time is coming. So they become absorbed in each other. Paraspar udvikshana vismritabhi. So then avadhi is the limit, means time or death. So then slowly the death is coming. And then because you are looking at the other person and he or she is looking at you, then you are born like that again. Same side. So tair vanchitas tatra falabhavam gyatva hansanam brahmananam kulam pravishan. So when he cheated and he understands that he did not get any fruit, and nothing which came out of it, he lost his time and money. So then he goes to the Brahmanas. Tesham Sheelam Prashchitta Purvakam Punarupnayanadi Acharam Arochiyam. So when he comes to the Brahmanas, then they say, well, you have to get Diksha, and you have to change this mantra, you have to do the Prashchitta atonement, you have to give up smoking and drinking and all this. So he says, what is this? I did not come here for this. So he says he does not like it. Swanabhipsitam janan vanartulyan bhrashtacharam shuddhaprayam linginam prati. So then he gives up them and then he goes to people who are like monkeys, who are very fallen. Shudra Praya, like Shudra, their behavior is low class. He uses the word lingi. So this lingi is the word which is used for all these people, Kola, Tantrika, various types of Buddhas. They are all called lingis. Means they have various types of marks on their body, but they are all pakhandis. Do not really believe in the Shastra. So such people have been called as lingi. In the verse which is quoted here by Vanshi Bhatt from Adi Purana, it says, Nastika anugata baddha kapalabhyastu linginaha kalaute bahudha lokan nigmat peshlok tribhi Chavishyanti Rajendra te dandya nitsattame. So Jata Bhasma Dev Mudra Kashayambar Dhari. So there is these two verses from Adi Puran. He says that these people, they will have matted hair, they will put ashes on their body and put some other marks, wearing saffron robes. So they are Nastikas, means do not believe in the Vedic scriptures. Bodhas, followers of Buddha. Kapaladi, they do this Kapalcharya, take the human skull and dance with it. Go to the cremation ground at midnight, sit on the dead body and then chant mantra. Aghori. So he says these are all called lingis, lingayata. So he says that in Kali Yuga there will be plenty of them. Kalaute Bahuda Lokan Nigmat Teslokti Chavishan. They will deviate people from the Vedic path by their very attractive speech. They are very expert in talking. And people are immediately happy to hear them, that they will raise your kundali, and you get this power, enlightenment. And this will happen to you. Your chakras will open, now they are upside down. So, you want to open your chakra?
You're in love, right?
So, it just cost like $3,000. Not much. There is one Mataji, she opens chakras like that. Usually she is charging 1 lakh rupees in India. Now the rate must have gone up now. So wake up your kundalini, sleeping mother has to be united with the father sitting in the head. So these are all very attractive words, show you the light. So he says that all these people should be punished by the king. But where are the kings now? So he says these people go to such monkey type of people who are in this monkey business. And Tajjati Rasena, so they have their own rasa of food and music and dance, bhojan pan stri sangadi swachandya. So you can eat and drink, have association with women, there is no restriction. Then you have crowds following you. Only thing is you give the same thing which you are doing before, but now you serve the same wine in a nice bottle and call it divine drink. So he says bhojan pan, eating, drinking, stri sang, association with women, or swachandya, without restriction. And paraspar mukhodvikshana, vismata, looking at each other's face. There is also meditation like that. In meditation, and boy and girl sit in front of each other and look at each other's face. So this is very good meditation because your mind becomes focused immediately. So then he says that Nismrito avadhi, and then your life, you forget Jivita avadhi, maran kalo. You forget that Death is approaching. So Drume Suramsham Sutadara Vatsalo Vivaya Dino Vishasa Bandhane Kochik Pramadad Girikandare Patan Mallim Gretva Vedhita Astika. So in this way, because he used the word Vanara, he said you live in the trees and you are jumping from one tree to another tree and attached to your wife and children and engaged in Yavai, which is the word for sex life. Monkeys are very expert in sex. You can have sex every 5-10 minutes. You can see them here all the time. So this is how their life goes, Yavai. And Vivishasva Bandhani, and then helplessly they are bound in their own net. And Kochit Pramadar Girikandare, because they are jumping from one tree to another tree, sometimes they also fall down. You see all these monkeys also, they fall down many times. They run behind each other, they also fight and mutilate each other's limbs. So sometimes you also fall into a cave, and when you are falling down, you hold on to another branch or creeper, and then you see that there is an elephant, so you just hang there, out of fear from the elephant. So the commentator says, Kochid anya sartha drum tulyasu keval drishthartesu grihe nevayadin sute chutvat striya padena tardiman. So he says there is another person who is engaged in the material sense pleasures which are like the trees. So trees, there are two types of pleasures which are called drishta and adrishta. So drishta are those which you get in this life, adrishta are those which you will get in the next life. If you do some pious activities, some parikrama, some yajna, some charity, godan, then you get piety and you will get pleasure in the next life. That is called adrishta. So here he is talking about the drishta, the visible pleasures. So visible pleasures are family, wife, children. So he is Vyavayadin, he is engaged in sexual pleasures. Sute Chutva, he desires to enjoy sex, but he gets kicks from the wife. So he is interested and the wife is not interested. So the wife kicks him. So Striya Padena Tadyamana, being kicked by the foot of the woman, evam swasyad bandhanam praptam, then he becomes bound by her. He's bound, he's attached to his desire, it cannot get fulfilled, what can he do? He remains attached. So Vivsa Parihartum Ashakta, and then he is unable to give it up because he is helpless. He cannot get over this desire, so he cannot leave. Charan Vanayati Patha. So Giri Kandarvad Ati Bhayanak Rogadishu Dukkhapata. So then he falls into some terrible disease, which is compared here to a cave in a mountain. So he remains in anxiety, he makes plans, then he gets some disease, suffers. Kandaraspa Gazatulya Tulyan Mrityur Bhitasam. And then inside the cave there is an elephant relaxing. So that is the death. So he falls sick and then he sees his death. So he fears that. Balli tulyam prachim karmo ballasya bhav alambyavastita bharata. And then he takes shelter of some branches. He runs out and he sees the elephant. So that he says is his past karma. So he remembers, if I have done anything good, maybe that can cure my disease. So he just hangs on to that in his life. So atah kathanchit sa vimuktaapadah punascha sartham pravashati arindana adhanyamismin nagya niveshito brahmanjano adyapi na veda kanchana kasyana. So he says if somehow he becomes free from this problem, then he again enters in the same path. If somehow he comes out of this forest, then he again enters back into it. Because he has to make money, sartham. The goal is to get artha. So he again enters adhvaniya musmin ajaya niveshita. And by ajaya, by maya, by ignorance, he again enters onto the same path. And even now, he is wandering and not understanding. So that is how the material life is, that the person never wakes up. He remains in the same cycle of material suffering, cheating, problems, disease, sickness, but never wakes up to realize that what actually the life meant for. What am I doing? Why am I suffering actually? So he never learns this. So he says, Punaschaiti yatha purvam pravritti marge ramte na vedana parmeshwaram janati. So as before, he again becomes engaged in the path of motivated action, pravritti marg. So as we read, there were two types of path, pravritti marg and nivritti marg. The path of renunciation and path of material attachments. So the person's heart is full of desires. That is the meaning of ajaya, ignorance. So you can never get over it. So therefore he comes back to the same path. Because he thinks that at least this path I am familiar with. And taking to another path is called jumping into the unknown. And that is one very famous word, to leap into the unknown. So he does not want to do that. So then he continues. So this is actually the instruction given by the Bharata to King Rahugana. This is actually the last verse where he ends up his statement to him, and he will conclude to Rahugana directly that he should give up all this and take to the path of knowledge. So that we will read tomorrow if there is any questions.
We have a lot of these kind of Shiva Babas and Kanpat Babas
Yes,
up in
comfort,
the mountains.
comfort yogi.
I had some visits from some of these Kanpat Babas. And mostly they just, actually they don't know very much. They don't even know very much about their own path.
Chilling. Very well.
But one thing they're expert is in speaking or preaching in such a way, that Dharma is to support the renounced order, and so on and so forth. It's like this is the whole theme of the discussion, so that at the end of it,
Give me something.
if you've understood anything, you're compelled to give them something.
Better give me something.
And I'm just sitting there like waiting for them to complete it so that I can give them something and move them on their way. But one summer we were up in Dasa, it's going back about 6 years, and we were teaching Reiki then, and we had different students, but there was this one young woman from England, and very nice, very enthusiastic, inquiring, and of course in Dharamshala there's so much stuff going on, and she was studying some tantric practices with some yogi up there, and so he was doing this kind of thing, meditation with the man and woman like facing each other or maybe embracing different things, and she was telling us that she was in doubt whether to have sex with this yogi or not, because like probably in England she would never even think of it, but they come to India and they want to experience different things, and they don't want to be seen as closed-minded, and these Babas, they play on this sort of thing, to subtly, manipulate them into thinking that if you're really open, to new experience, then
They want to open their chakras. Base chakra is the Muladhara chakra, that has to be opened first. Right? If you don't open that, how can you open anything else? You need to open the chakra, they have to transfer energy. So that's why they're called one chakra.
but in these kind of sections, it's quite a bleak picture that's painted, of family life, household life.
Yes.
So it would, let's say, impel a person to, to renounce.
It's meant for that.
But I mean, it can be, you can swing the pendulum to the other extreme as well. That a person that is actually not naturally inclined, to the renounced path, may strive for it just to convince themselves, that they're serious. And that itself presents a whole new set of problems.
That's why you have to read the whole book.